you can see what's on the agenda. If you, do you want to consider additions? You know, George has suggested some additions. I'm gonna suggest, do you want to talk about budget issues? Do you want to talk about the remodeling of this building? Do you want to talk about consider additions install? You know, George, do you want to consider any of that tonight? In addition to what originally it was just a sidewalk on the project in high school. Do you want to talk about these other topics?
We can,
Start.
I mean, you know, we might as well use the time instead of just,
Okay,
so.
I budgeted 3 hours.
you what?
I allotted 3 hours for this.
Well, that's not funny.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I've been to board meetings that went to about 10:30, 11.
Yeah. Bingo. Okay, hey, it's at least 6 o'clock. Georgia, I gather we are set to go on this meeting of the Town Board Battleground, September 15th, 2025, 6 o'clock. All the counselors are present except Matt Kopic. He might join us via Zoom. We've called the meeting to order. Can we make some additions to the agenda?
Yes, please.
And those additions are approve the wage increase for the apprentice program, tree removal cost estimate, review the stormwater fee appeal, discussion of potential budget issues, the remodeling of what's the address here, 100 College, the town hall building, and engineering for the solar install for the waste treatment plant. Yeah, any objections, councilors? I keep on looking over to Ron. I think of Ron as being mad. Any objections, councilors?
No, those are good.
So may the record show that these additions have been made to the agenda, but the special meeting priority was the sidewalk project on High School Street. Chad, do you want to handle that, or do you have a representative? Do either the Board of Visitors care to summarize it, or are you just here to?
Actually, Steve and I went out and looked today and, I think it's really, we talked about not just the sidewalk project, but other things that we could do, and the other things just they didn't make sense, you know, like making it a one-way street, marking off half of it as a walkway and putting up cones. We talked, Ron was there too, and we tried to talk about different variations. In my mind, after we talked about everything, I think it's important to put the sidewalk in. And I know it's gonna cost us a little bit of money. It's gonna cost us quite a bit of money, because along with putting in sidewalks, there'll be some tree removal and things like that, but I just think it's something that we have to do, and we gotta put it in for the kids.
Got three trees to take out, 4 stumps to grind, bushes to take out.
But, the one little gal that lives next door to your father-in-law's place, not the corner one.
Drives a bus.
Drives a school bus. We talked to her this morning, of her coming outside, and at first she was like, how are you gonna put a sidewalk next to my other sidewalk? And we're like, no, we'll tear out your old one and put in a new one. And she went, oh yeah, you can do that. So,
And I figured your father-in-law would be for
yeah. And the house on the corner, not the one next to the
Not the-
grade school, but the other one on the corner is a rental. Is that correct, Georgia? Yes. And so, it would
it.
be,
They got about 5 kids, right? And I think, they appreciate a sidewalk. And there's a sidewalk in front of their house.
very small one that's kind of in bad shape, but, I think we should do it.
And we got the money, correct, Georgia?
It would help me to know if you're thinking this year or next year. This year, I have the money in the budget. Next year, I would need to get an additional appropriation.
I would like to
We have
do it
money.
this year.
And-
This year, yeah, we could, yeah.
Since we got the money.
So I think if we could get a company, who is it that we usually use, Ron?
Well, we
Poor
use Dixon or Poor Boys.
Yeah, we got two estimates. One was 43, one was 44.
Those we'll have to re-estimate it.
Right.
The best way to do is to tell them exactly what you want, draw it out with dimensions and specify the concrete mix that we want and let both of them quote on the same. Ring.
Can we get them to come back?
We'll come back.
You're gonna have to get the specs written up though, so that everybody, they're bidding on the same thing.
Well, on the 50-50 match has the specs. Right,
Well, yes, but for that particular, like start here and end here, how many feet you need?
correct.
And the bid would have to include tree removal of subsurface, stabilization, blah, blah, blah. all
Is that something you can do, Ron, or do you want one of us to try to do it? Cause I'm stupid with sidewalks.
I mean, if I have a start, I can do start and finish.
Now, you mentioned 50-50 on that. I don't know.
No,
The application.
the
has
application that the town holds for
Yeah,
residents,
Yes,
the 50-50 match has the
that's the con.
the bag, how many bag mix.
Oh, okay. 5-6 bag mix, curb mix.
And then you're gonna have to do the thickening of the,
Approaches.
of the approaches. And how far out in the street are you gonna do the approaches? All these details, whoever's gonna write that up or draw that up, or however you wanna do it, plus the dimensions and everything.
okay,
Uh,
so do we need to make a motion?
What
do you wanna
if
keep
you want
talking?
to,
I do. I'd like to make a motion to, put in the sidewalk from, the elementary school to the intermediate school. Get some quotes and go up to 50,000.
second. Motion by Mary Jo, second by Chad. This discussion. Well, I will speak to the contrary here a little bit. Who's gonna snowplow this sidewalk when we have some snow and the sidewalks aren't maintained? Are the kids going to walk on those sidewalks, or are they going to walk on a street that has been recently plowed? One question on that. How are you gonna handle that? The other thing is, has there been an inventory of the kids who use that, who use those routes to get into school, and what are those routes, okay? And you're drawing on a population from, Railroad Street on in that area, okay? So, that's another question. Third question is, do the teachers feel unsafe using the street? Okay, and have you had any complaints about teachers feeling unsafe? That's item number 3, I think. Then 4 is, how much vehicular traffic occurs during the time that you have school functions. I'm making a distinction between kids getting to school, because they are coming to the school through a variety of routes. And then how many students use that to go back and forth between the two schools, and at what times that happen? So I'm interested in seeing the answer to those questions for going forward. And I think if we could get good, solid answers to that, it would show that we're doing our due diligence.
I can try to do some of your answers for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Snow removal, that's an easy one. That is the residents' responsibility. It's my responsibility to do my sidewalk, and if they don't do their sidewalk, then they get written up for it.
Fine.
Okay,
It works well in theory.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, Snow is probably, if you add it up all together, the amount of snow that we have been getting, it's not a big deal, right? Now, watch me
maybe one or
Mr.
two.
be told a liar.
No,
But, really honestly, I don't shovel anything that's over 3 inches just because of my age, you know? And last year I didn't have to have the people come in once to double for me.
and
So,
I agree that,
yeah,
you
so,
know, with climate warming and whatever else, you
Yeah.
know, our snowfalls are diminishing,
Yeah.
it seems.
What is the ordinance on snow removal? Is it 24 hours after the snow stops?
after it stops,
After it stops?
yeah.
So,
So if there's a bad enough snow, kids aren't going to school the next day anyway, you know?
Okay.
And if it's a fairly decent snow, like 1 inch or 2 inches, you can watch kids, they'll have more fun walking in the snow, but those people are supposed to shovel off their sidewalks. But at least we can put them on a path that is safe.
I will suggest that we should consider not only that section of sidewalk, but all the way on the designated sidewalk corridor to buy a snowplow, a snow thrower, and hire somebody to take care of maintaining from both schools all the way down to the battlefield when it snows. Just throwing that out.
Let's ask John a question.
Okay.
Who cleans your sidewalks?
in front of the school.
For the school, our custodians do.
Your custodians. And do they use a snow blower?
They haven't had to.
Right,
We
because we
have
said
snow.
we have the snow, yeah.
We have a snow blower. We also have, and I don't mean this is we have the best sidewalk in the town,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right in front of the school. And, I philosophically, if I may, I think a good town has good sidewalks.
Yeah,
I think a good, you know, we have young folks that come past the school, they walk, they push strollers down, we have dogs that come on the weekend. You know, when I envision the walkability of a town, it typically includes sidewalks. And I love Battleground, I don't live here, I'm in Wabash Township, I'm close enough, I've been here 21 years. And I do think it would make a difference if folks could traverse around Battleground down sidewalks that worked. Well, I do know we're the school's using them the most. We go to the battlefield in 3rd grade, we go to the battlefield, I think 12 times. So we are the ones going back and forth, but those are the taxpayers of Tippecanoe Township that are using those. Maybe not only the residents of the person that lives there, but if the sidewalks all look like they did in front of the school, I think they'd be easy to maintain. But right now, you know, I don't know how you would scoop half of the sidewalks or maybe more than half the sidewalks in the town because they're dirt and then they're not level and then there's a sidewalk and a bunch of grass. So I do feel a little bit for when you talk about patrons being in charge of paying for their own, it does get me a little bit because most of those folks have moved in when there wasn't a sidewalk. You know, so it's nothing that you all have done. It's years before you, but sometime or another. Sidewalks weren't at the forefront. I'm sure there were other worries for a town to do, but
There's other worries right now too, but
well.
what else is new? Okay,
was,
we all have worries. Yeah.
But if you're looking for, you know, to bring folks in and for people to enjoy the town, sidewalks are pretty beneficial.
Yes,
I watched a lady with a stroller the other day, and she was having quite a difficult time getting to I think they were just gonna walk up and get something at the general store and then come back, and that's not an easy trip. But we can start by getting between the two schools.
well, there's another point that needs to be brought up. Have you got buy-in from the existing property owners? Sorry to throw that out, you know, so to me, it's shaping up that there needs to be a little more homework here on this, just a little bit. I'd also say, with regards to the sidewalk corridor, I don't know if you we're aware that we have confirmed replacing the sidewalks from the telephone company down to, is it East Street?
Right, yeah.
East Street, those are the two worst sections.
Sure.
And there has been fairly intense, maybe not intense discussion, but I'm pushing for enforcement of the existing sidewalk
Yeah,
to
I understand. I
cut
was
the
thinking-
grass back, edge it,
Right.
get the branches out, get the overhangs taken care of, you know.
Right,
So-
but with respect, we were doing that 15 years ago with the board, the Sally Fahey and the zoning board, we were looking at they were looking at sidewalks then. At that time, we surveyed everyone. We could tell you each person that went to the school. We could tell you how many bicycles, we could tell you how many folks, but that was tabled and never revisited until maybe now, I guess.
And so I would be curious to,
It's called the Safe Routes to School.
I'm sorry,
At that time, it was the Safe Routes to School grant.
yeah, I think Ron was involved with it maybe.
When my wife was on the board, she worked that for 6 months and they lacked one signature. Didn't,
Uh, yeah. The other thing that it would be interesting. You have a bunch of kids who are used to walking and riding in the street. Just because there's a new sidewalk in there, are they gonna use it? I don't know, so maybe it would be worthwhile to survey the town.
doesn't
students.
matter.
Don't stay kids for very long, and then they're new kids, right?
Yeah.
So, and generally speaking, I think kids would prefer sidewalks over
But
roads.
also, if we instruct them that when there are adults present, like with the teacher present, we will use the sidewalk. But, maybe they'll get in that habit, but, that. When there's not a sidewalk, there's not an option.
Yeah.
And I think there's just one resident that would be questionable because we actually, as a town, have ownership as far as up to pretty much the sidewalk.
the back of the side of the current.
Yes,
So we basically have 48 feet, 4 inches.
Well, yeah, that was just a measurement on Beacon. The
Yeah.
4 inches, I'm guessing it's a round number, it's either 10 feet or 12 feet or
Right.
24 feet or.
But that puts us almost to the back of the properties that had the pieces of sidewalks, that puts us to the far
To
side.
the far side of.
so the three people, the only person that a problem will occur is the rental on the corner. And that's because there's two trees, but one tree that
A big, nice tree.
big, nice tree that we have to take out.
With all due respect, I think you need to notify these people of what the intentions are and give them the opportunity to come before the board to make their concerns known. Georgia, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up and Mary Jo picked that up, that we need to communicate with people, but I don't think we have to buy a right of way or anything.
Right. Joe, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I mean, we know sidewalks are good. You don't need to worry about if kids are gonna walk in the street or not. If there's a sidewalk, they'll use it. They're not stupid. We know sidewalks are good. Period.
Yeah.
We don't need to have a study. We just need to either tell people they need to improve their sidewalks, and we have a process in place to help them pay for it. And we're places that we care about, we just do it. We inform them and then let them know our intentions, because it shouldn't matter how many times the kids go to the battlefield. The kids and the citizens of Battleground deserve sidewalks. Period.
Fair enough, but Joe, did I just hear you say that we should just do it?
Well, that's my opinion. I'm not the town council. I mean, you could tell people that we're gonna replace your sidewalk because these are important for the kids. And the property owner, definitely has a say, but
Okay,
there
Thank you.
are important sidewalks in this community and they need to be fixed.
granted on that. Man,
Either way, does it not add property value to have good sidewalks in front? And that increases everything within Battleground, right? So, I mean,
Fair enough.
I would think it's,
fair enough.
That's what it did in Tomahawk. We redone that.
yes,
It
right?
increased their line, but we redone the road and everything, but the sidewalk. Yeah, you're right, it does.
So I'll get to you in a minute here. So what I've heard that, are you kind of leaning in favor of just doing it without informing the property owners?
I don't think it's a matter of not informing. First of all, we're paying for it. It's gonna be something I think they're gonna be happy to get. The only issue is the loss of the trees. The one that we would take down is within our parameters, so that's not a question. The other one, it's a rental. And I would think that probably they will have no problem since they're getting brand new sidewalks and everything. Plus, the bushes they have on the corner. It blocks the view of everything.
Mary Jo, with all due respect, just because it's a rental. You have a property owner who's renting their property and. That's, I'm not sure you should make that distinction, but that's just my take on it. But also, excuse me, how would we feel if an entity came up and said, hey, we're cutting down these trees, we're gonna put in a sidewalk here? I don't think that's respectful. And I think we at least need to approach them and inform them. That's just my take on it. Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, just a couple of statements and a comment. A couple of statements as far as like, you know, who uses it, I'd say everyone, because the kids do for regularly for school. To get to the battlefield with Mary Cutler events, that sort of thing. So it seems like all students from BGI are making that. A lot of students again are required to, but the other thing was that even the rest of the community, we have school events, there's not enough parking at BG. So a lot of people end up parking over at BGI and walking, and it's always such a bit of a mess. It feels really weird walking through people's yards and the street. So that's the couple statements. The question is, if you wanted to do a study, I just would respectfully ask, is what would be the criteria for going ahead or not? I mean, is the study backed up by, well, if it's this number of people who need it, then we'll do it, and if it's not. So, I mean, if you wanted to go through with the study, what's the criteria you're thinking of that would be either go ahead or not go ahead?
So to me, it would be to show that, hey, look, you know all the names of the kids that go to your school, you know where they live, presumably. You said, well, we got two kids coming from down here at the end of Jefferson Street, you know, just to show that you've got kind of a feel, you know, because it seems like me, there's two groups of kids. Town kids who are going to it, and you got all the buses, all the bus kids and the town kids who are going back and forth between the school. You know, to me, there's two groups. So I'm okay. I mean, that's just my thought, you know, to show that you've done due diligence. Man.
I was gonna say, I agree. I think we should notify those residents there. There's no doubt about that. It is in the right of way of Battleground, so I think they could have an argument, but really it's Battleground's choice if they want to put in those sidewalks.
Well, yeah, there's an existing
Right,
sidewalk there.
right.
So, yeah.
So I think, I mean, yes, I agree. They do need to be notified to pay this, you know, we're planning on doing this.
Okay.
It's the verbiage.
And just to reiterate that, there might be certain kids walking right now, but again, it's a community, it turns over, kids
I
grow
know.
up, new families move in, so the sidewalk is for anyone who might move in any of those locations with kids who would use that sidewalk.
It's fluid,
Mhm.
yeah. Any further discussion? Marshall, do you have any comments?
I really don't. I'll stay in my lane for it. Obviously, hey, I'm not a council member. You have to weigh the balance there of what you're being told and how the public feels about it. Safety wise, it is better for people to walk on sidewalks compared to keep the cars on the road, people on sidewalks. But again, I'll stay in my lane. It's
My only concern is on 24 hours after the snow stops, they clean it. So snow stops in the morning at 10 o'clock, they got till 10 o'clock the next morning clean that sidewalk. So now,
Sure.
So something on site, so what is the protocol for that? What do you guys do if someone isn't cleaning?
That one I can answer, that is in my lane.
Mowing,
Yeah.
you know, like that.
Yeah, that was in my lane. So really, it's actually worse than what you just said even. So they've got 24 hours they have to be warned first, right? And then they're given time to do it. That 24 hours happens before they're warned that they haven't done this. And so they've got the 24 hours to get it done. They haven't done it. We go warn them because every ordinance violation comes with a warning first. We then go to them, we try to make contact with them. So if we get lucky, we find them there. Tell them that they have to clean it. They get a certain amount of time before it has to be done. That's I won't say it on probably on recording. In extreme cases where they cannot do it physically to themselves, we've jumped in to do it. But yeah, there can be quite a time factor on it.
Is there a fine? Is
Yes,
there a
so there'd be a fine
progressive
that
fine
you
if you
should-
don't?
Yeah, and then every day that they're not doing this, then you get an additional $50 fine. So it's, but I think that the time is a bigger problem than the fine even is, right? So we don't want to see anybody fall in this.
No,
there's another question for you, Paul. If.
And Carl?
Joe, John.
John Paul?
If it snows, bad, let's say we get 4 or 5 inches, is it possible maybe you could get your workers while there's snow blowing in front of your sidewalk to run up to there? I mean, I'm just asking. I know it's extra work or whatever, I'm just asking.
If I'm there, I'll try to get out there and do it, but we would not allow the custodians to do that. Just
Okay.
because they would be then working outside of their.
Oh,
Yeah, it's your property and.
It's off their
So then if
Work with
something would happen with them, it would not be covered.
well, I
So
would ask.
if I had to have a custodian do that fall, they're on their own. So,
Yeah, we don't have that.
yeah.
or a volunteer, we have a
Yeah.
community volunteer that would be willing to do something like that?
Don't look at us, you're looking the wrong
No,
way.
no, no,
I
I'm just
know.
asking, and you know what I mean, like, there could be people who. And we
you know,
can reach
maybe
out to
that's-
that,
Maybe that's something that you guys can do with your organization and ask if there's a parent.
you're right.
that
guess-
would like
I'm just
to-
guessing, like, how many days a year will we use a sidewalk? And then how many days a year will those sidewalks be covered with snow?
Yes.
So if,
Exactly.
yes, if worst case scenario, somebody has to go through the plowed street on that day. Then that's one day versus
180.
every day. So I think you can get caught in the weeds with every what if, but if you always worry about the what ifs, nothing gets done.
You can call me Joe if you need it.
I'll help you.
I'll grab it, my neighbor Eric, we go around their neighborhood and shovel people's driveways. We can do it, just that.
Where do you live?
In Hoxton.
We'll get your number.
Bittersweet.
Okay.
Did I just hear you say you volunteered?
Sure,
It's been documented.
All right.
I'm just fine, so.
Oh,
I'll at least one time shovel aside.
Oh, you're qualifying now.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
any further
yeah,
discussion?
so at this point, I think we should not wait. I think we should move forward. We can talk to the owners, let them know what's going to be happening. But it still happens within the parameter of Battlegrounds. Venue.
And we'll find out who owns that brown house on the corner.
Yeah, and talk to them. It's something, it's something that has to be done.
Sorry, can we send formal notice like this week? And see if there's any feedback we get from that,
We can get the names from Georgia.
Okay. and just those impacts parties, and then,
Before I would suggest that you include a diagram of exactly what's gonna
I
happen,
would agree.
the indication of what trees are gonna be removed. And other contingencies about what's being proposed.
Because I think if we vote for it tonight, it's gonna take a while for us to get the company to come. We still have to do the
Pre-estimate.
estimates.
Estimate for the trees.
So
And
I
then
think.
come back out to the sidewalk.
I think if we vote for it tonight, we can keep moving forward instead of putting it off for another 2 or 3 months.
I'm content with the discussion. The motion has been made to spend up to $50,000 to. What's the word?
To install sidewalks.
To install sidewalks between,
Live from between on High School Street, between Liberty to Intermediate.
I would say, subject to drawings that show what is going on. I don't know if we can hot pay it.
I can run over there tomorrow and draw it up real quick. Okay. Nothing.
Let me ask this, I know you're doing for the cement, right, it's for the bids. Are you also gonna do the drawings to show for the people that we're gonna send out, or is that something
I
like?
can, I mean,
I can help.
I'm not an artist by any means,
I
but
can help with that. We can use the beacon tool, we
Right,
can use
what
the
you just
mapping
like.
tools to
Okay,
show dimensions and write in the,
okay.
we can do that for the spec sheet.
Now, are you sending it just to the impacted properties or for everybody along that street on both sides?
no, just the impacted properties, cause the other people, they won't be, there won't be anything happening to their properties, except for maybe when they cut down the trees, but that's kind of stuff that happens all the time anyway, you know what I'm saying? And they usually do it during the day when people are at work.
I have to pay attention to the big tree that you talked about, but I think it might be a courtesy just to let everybody along there know what's happening, but that's just my take on it. Okay, so really, it's just agreeing to spend up to $50,000 to put sidewalks on. All in favor, say, are we ready to vote?
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Second.
What?
I don't think you have a second.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
okay, that's okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
May the record show that Mary Jo, Steve, and Chad voted affirmatively. May it show that Mr. Miller abstained with the thought that there is information that we don't have at our fingertips that would be good to have before we go ahead with this project. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Potentially you got sidewalks going in, so. And
Potentially. Oh, we just voted that you guys, you were
Look at the money.
down. Okay.
Now, it depends on when,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
so potentially might go this year. Definitely by next.
Hey, Georgia,
Yeah.
if we voted during this year's budget, if it gets put off until spring, can we still do it with money from this year?
If you have a contract that
Okay,
has an amount, so you have to have a vendor and an amount, I can.
Another thing that we'll have to watch for, if
But-
it can't get in this year, we have to have that 88 like compliant project.
Yeah, the ADA compliant project, it'll suffice for this year's.
oh, good, okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
and so,
2 birds.
yeah, so we don't have to actually get it done in this calendar year, but it was good. I mean, if we get his drawing
Yeah,
and get it out and get some quotes, somebody might come in, it's just up to Ron, how late, it's too late, they're all scheduled. If he missed the window for good weather, he's gonna have to say this is too late for
I
him,
would say Dixon is really working in Lafayette.
Oh my gosh,
because we found
do a
that
block after block.
on Tomahawk, having that new concrete late in the year was.
Yeah, because they changed
salt,
over
and it's
part on
really
the curb.
green and
Well, that's
stuff.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
We can get it done before the end of October, I think we might be in shape.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, thank you. My kids walk, my grandkids walk that street just about every day, so thank you.
I got a question. If you had to choose between the sidewalk that was just under discussion. Or the section of sidewalk between East Street and the telephone company. Which one would you do?
We already.
I thought you already approved the,
We already have approved it, but if there's. Just wondering what the priorities are
but
here.
that one hasn't been bid yet, right? There's no quote for it.
No, it's already been, okay,
It's,
It was what, 8,400, wasn't
it was $8,000.
so you have a vendor for that? Okay.
That's what I'm excited
I
about.
knew you had a.
No, I can, in my mind, both are equally important. I mean,
Okay, okay. Ron, sorry.
Uh, last board meeting, you asked me to get, you had the question about the cracks
Oh, yeah,
uptown.
yeah.
I talked to my concrete guy today. His suggestion is not to do it. But he said if you really want it done, he'll grind them out 1/2 inch. And then put the caulking in. He said the thing with that is that's gonna be a yearly thing. Once you start that process, you're gonna hit them. And he said, I don't have a problem doing it, but that caulking only lasts so long. And then you'll have to continue to recon.
Well, right now, we're talking about sidewalks uptown. They've got cracks in them. My argument is that water's gonna penetrate, freeze and thaw, it's gradually going to deteriorate that. It was brought up to crack sealing with self-leveling caulk. With all due respect, I've seen self-leveling caulk last a long time.
Okay, well,
I don't know, that's just.
I know nothing about it. I mean, I
Yeah.
talked to, and he's done it.
Yeah, I got
He
it.
said he would do it. He doesn't have a problem with it. But he's gonna grind it to where it's a
Yeah.
1/2 inch wide,
Yeah,
open, so you can get the caulking all the way in there.
through, yeah.
now. Is he gonna put a backer in there? Or is he just gonna fill it with self-leveling sealant?
I didn't get that far.
Okay. Did he give you a price?
No,
Okay.
because I wanna make sure,
What's your pleasure, folks?
Keep going forward. with it.
go for it, okay, that's fine.
Sorry. I'm lost.
So, just from a standpoint, is this the safe route? Is this the primary school corridor? Is that why we're doing this to that piece of sidewalk? Is it primary school corridor?
It is within the primary school corridor, but it's also,
Because if not, then you go back to the 50% share. So I'm just making sure that it's primary school corridor and that it's covered under the We Do It.
good point. It is within the primary school corridor, so,
Okay,
um,
I'm not recalling that map, which, if it turned at downtown or if it went on Railroad to Jewett and then turned.
I think they go down. Women's, do they not?
that's my impression.
So it turns at North Street, goes to Winans and then Winans all the way to.
Right,
obviously
you
don't.
do,
But someone will ask, so I'm just,
which route does your teachers take it to the battlefield?
They take Winans all the
We
way
take
down.
women's all the way down.
all the way.
So it's in, they're
Not
not,
in the street.
Jim,
There's no.
Or nor-
Right.
or-
you are right, sorry.
It just seems to be said, the street. Right.
Okay, are we good? On sidewalks? Anything else about sidewalks? Can we move on to the next topic then?
Sure.
You're welcome to stay around, but I understand if you got other things to do.
What can be better?
Well, let me think. Thank you for.
Your name up. I haven't seen your
My
moment.
grandpa was moving this
Gotcha.
fall, so.
There you go.
Marching orders there.
He was like me that much.
Okay,
Yeah.
next item, approved wage increase apprentice program, who's gonna talk to that?
The agreement for the training grant was that Jansen would get an increase at each 1,000 hours, so he's completed 3,000 hours. And is eligible for a 37-cent increase, so that brings his total wage, his new wage would be 20.71. And because it's not set up that way in the salary ordinance, I need you to have a motion to approve that increase. It's within his range. I just need a motion to approve that increase at this time of the year.
I'll make a motion to approve a 37 cents per hour wage increase for the apprentice program.
Second.
Motion by Chad, second by Steve Han. Any discussion, councilors? No, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, councilors. Tree removal estimate, for 102 Jewett Street and 104 Winnan Street or something like that. Ron's got those numbers. He's talking about the two trees on 102, no, one tree, the one in
So-
the backyard, right?
Oh, one behind the house.
Jewett Street, the dead oak, the huge tree,
Is that the one they trimmed?
Not the one on the
No.
corner, it's the behind.
it's behind
Oh,
that,
behind,
the
okay.
one that's dead, it's dead.
Mhm.
Yeah,
To remove the tree, $1,400. To grind the stump, $250. My personal opinion, I don't think that town has any business to grinding stumps.
That's fine.
I'm fine with that.
I think
too.
in the danger of a tree falling, I don't really care about stuff that's not fine,
Right,
so.
right. On 102 Winans. There is a tree that has a cavity. You can probably put a medium-sized dog inside of it. I mean, it's a.
That's not an exaggeration.
It's a hole. And I looked in it the other day and it's starting to crack.
Oh, God.
They can't get it down soon enough.
So for that tree, to remove it is $600, stumps $150. Unfortunately, right next to it, the maple tree is dead.
Oh.
It's not showing any holes or anything, but. For that one, it's $600 plus $150 for the stump. Then again, I don't think
Do we need to take stumps?
we do. I mean,
No, I think we're getting rid of the danger by just cutting down the tree. right?
exactly, and I think that would be our part.
Okay.
If there's something, if you wanna call a part ours.
Yeah.
High School and Sherman Street, there is a tulip tree. That the whole top busted out and is laying into another tree. To just get the hanger out is $300. And
But-
cleaned up.
But that will come out when we put the sidewalk in.
Not
The
that
two,
one.
Not that one,
That's a
Not
sure.
that one.
it's not that one.
It's across the street, isn't it? Or is it?
I
No,
thought that was
it's-
one at high school in Sherman, the one that.
But it's on this side.
Oh,
The one that we wanna cut down is on this
oh,
side.
okay.
Yeah.
So to get the hanger out, 300. Take the rest of the tree down, another additional 300. Once again, I think if we get rid of the danger, then I think we're. Yes,
Yeah, the tree, there's dead ones in a tree line back here. On Town Hall,
yeah,
are those ones that you can drop or should we have?
let
somebody
me
take
look
it?
up,
Okay.
I might be able to drop them.
Oops. Sorry.
We're talking $3,900.
None of them down.
What time?
What's the?
2,900?
Yeah, that's no stump.
You have it,
No stump.
2,900.
2,900 those
No
down.
stump.
Okay. That's the was keep track.
Yeah, that's what I came up with.
Yeah,
Cool.
and we're not doing the stump, so it is.
No stumps.
So I'd like to make a motion. To hire somebody to take down the trees. The first one, what? was that?
102 Jewett,
Jewett, 102
102
Winans,
and at the corner of high school. and
High
Sherman.
School in Sherman. And where was the maple at? Was that also at 102?
102
Winans?
Could you make the estimate high enough to include this one back here?
Yeah.
If Ron doesn't want to do that one.
Up to $3,500.
Second.
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve Han. Any discussion, councilors? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so motion passes. Thank you, councilors. For $3,500 for tree work. Okay, stormwater review, stormwater fee appeal. Georgia, it's all yours.
Occasionally, someone who is not on a street that has active stormwater drains will appeal the fact of the ordinance that says every property in town participates in the stormwater utility. This particular property does not have any utility at all. It's that house that it was vacated and they let the utilities lapse. And Tipmont is not allowed to re-energize it. So he bought the property without really investigating that.
All the down up on the hill.
It's not, it's
Right
the,
here on Jewett.
on Jewett Street down,
Yeah.
not in the corner, but the first house east of the corner, coming back towards Profit.
Yeah, I know where you're at. It's like a log home type thing.
No,
No, not that.
That's across the creek, right in the elbow where Jewett kind of turns and starts
Oh.
heading back towards Profit.
Okay,
So they are. If they took the house down, we could reduce their fee to $5.50 a month, because if there's no. If there's no impervious surfaces, then it's half of the rate, which is $11 for a residential site. But that's not where they're at, but she said, no, we don't think we should have to pay it at all. But I can't do anything about that with the ordinance, the way it's written. So you would need to go to the ordinance and make an exception in that ordinance for people who are in that situation.
what's the total we're talking about?
Well, right now, there's only one appeal.
No, I mean,
I don't know.
what's the
Someone
storm?
would have to take a map and look.
Is
And
it one property or two?
One property is appealing.
Well, one property is appealing, but we have
Well,
a
but-
vacant lot. It made me think about ours, because we have vacant lots in town that don't have any impervious surfaces, and I'm paying myself $11 for them, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go through and figure out.
yeah,
How many of those, like the one across the street here, and the other, we own one that's on Jewett Street, that's just 2 doors down from this one that's appealing. And it doesn't have any house anymore, we took that house down, so it would qualify for the $5.50.
So councilors, do you want to grant exemptions?
And I'm not advocating that you, unless you change the ordinance, I'm not advocating that you make an exception to the ordinance without changing the ordinance.
Or do you want to think about it and have it tabled?
This individual may come to the next meeting, so I wanted you to have a chance to think about it before they are here looking for an answer.
So we're gonna make an exception for the other ones.
You do it for one, you probably should do it for other ones.
well, but she wants to change the ordinance, so it-
It's slippery slope if you make it for one.
I bingo.
If he takes
Do
the
what?
house down, then it can go back to $55.50 a month, but they're saying they don't think they should pay it at all because they don't have other utilities. And that's not something that's written into the ordinance. You'd have to change the ordinance.
If you make an exemption for one,
Yeah.
how can you not do it for other ones? Unless you have sets criteria why you did it.
I'm inclined to leave it the way it is, it's. I guess, in my opinion, like,
Me too,
uh,
me too.
just because it's, you know,
Yeah.
it was there when they bought the property, it's not like we changed it. Yeah,
And
halfway
it's-
through, and, yeah. I'm inclined to leave it.
Is that enough, or do you need?
I wanted you to get a handle on it. I think that they will come to the October meeting and render a decision at that time.
I'm fine with tabling it till October. And then make the final decision then. If it would be helpful to comment on the situation, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, pass the kick the can down the road a little bit. Done with that? We want to talk about. I have 4 more, 3 more items, budget issues, remodeling of the building. And this potential solar project. Which one do you want to handle first, take on first?
maybe remodeling.
Okay, remodeling. So the question is, Chad, the last meeting, you had somebody who might do,
I spoke with her, she's $100 an hour and
to do what?
CAD drawings. So
How long is it gonna take her?
it really depends on what we want to do. We could have her come out here and she could take some measurements, and
Are we talking about this building?
This building,
if we want to do this building or if we were to plan out a new building, we'd also. She'd also be willing to do that. I mean, it just, but she would want to take measurements, make sure that she understands the scope of the project and then draw up what we want. And she would create an invoice and we would have that in front of us so we could decide if we want to pay that or not.
And my proposal, my discussion is blow out this wall, expand the meeting room. Put on a different facade, whatever that is, at least match up, blend in the existing garage door would be gone, all of that would be gone. And whether or not you want a canopy on it of some sort, that's an aesthetic question. But also we need to attend to the drainage issues. Now, whether or not, is she just gonna do,
Hers would be for most of the construction stuff. The foundation work, I don't think we would need her for. I think.
and we've got quotes on that. So,
And this would allow us to shop this around to different contractors to actually give us a quote on what the work to be done will be.
right,
And I
Okay.
believe that she'll give us like side elevations so we can get permitted by county
yeah,
with those drawings and stuff like that as well.
comments?
I guess I'm still leaning towards, I really think we should build a new town hall. I know, let me hear, I'll throw the wrench in. But I'm not so sure this is a safe spot. And I really would like to see a new town hall. And I would like to see, it be a safe place for people to work, and honestly, I'd like to see, the, town hall and the police station be in the same vicinity. You know, but that's me. I'm just,
That's you.
that's me.
Got an opinion, Chad?
The one thing this place has going for it is location. Other than that, I'm not, I mean, it's pretty central in battleground in general. Beyond that, I'm not necessarily married to this place, but
I don't know. For me, you don't have to have the police station and the town hall in the same building, you know, I mean, you work with what you have. And we've talked about updating this building, or we've talked about a new location, various iterations of different locations, whatever, for 8 years, you know. If the building is improved, it's value added, you know, whether the town hall exists here for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, it's still improving the value of this location.
Are we guaranteed that, I know this is all, are we guaranteed that it won't start to,
The one quote said lifetime guarantee. He's gonna fill all the cracks, he's gonna stop infiltration coming up. You know, but tied in with that, you have to do the drainage around it, because the drainage, if you look out at the neck brain surgeon, all the water drains right here, you know, so. Whatever it is, it has to include,
creating around side of the building.
yes, addressing the drainage issues, you know. But I guess really the question is not whether we're gonna go ahead with it. We're just trying to determine what it's gonna cost. Okay, what it's gonna cost for the potential improvements. And the potential improvements are drainage, expanding this room, leveling the floor, facade upgrade, 4 things. Does that make sense?
And give the clerk and all that more room.
However it works out.
well, and the other, so. The police are still back here. And if they stay in the building over there, how much more money do we have to put in to make that? Because I kind of thought they had made the mention that they would be moved within a certain amount of time.
If renovations go through with this, they are going to have total relocation over to 107 Redwood Street or whatever. other
So I would
location.
like to know how much it's gonna cost to make that. For them too.
And I have said ballpark figure 20 grand. Okay, so whatever whatever decision is here to go ahead with this. I think it also means
Another 20 grand for
for,
theirs.
for that, you know,
For 107 or
it's,
I think it, because I don't work in that field of remodeling, I think what you're doing here would make sense to do over there as well, to try to get ideas from
oh,
contractors and things.
Oh.
Cause I just don't know, I'm not an informed person in that matter.
good point. So in addition to doing a suggested interior remodel, extend that opportunity to think about that building.
And I wanna see how much the whole thing's.
Exactly, exactly. That's what we're getting at.
Okay,
Just to see what it's gonna cost.
I think, I think Maddie is her name, but I think getting Maddie to do some drawings for us, like one evening, she lives out Battleground, not in Battleground. Let's pop her, but she's close by.
Yeah.
Have her come out here and do some measurements and kind of, so she can get a lay of the land. Take that back and she can work her magic, and that's what she does for a living.
And go over and assess the
Correct, yeah, we do that too.
107.
And Georgia,
I have a question. When you talk about making this room bigger, it's for a bigger public meeting space, is that right?
Good point.
And
Do we need more
If they-
meeting space?
was that why you were pushing the wall out to make the public meeting space bigger? My
Yes.
concern is when they come in to stabilize this, they're gonna probably do something to increase the thickness of the floor to make the whole thing more stable.
My
You
impression is,
already have a fairly low, for a big meeting room, for a public meeting room that's full, this is a very low ceiling height. And I'm not in favor of creating a meeting space for a lot of people with this low ceiling. I would caution you about that.
so, one reason taking out this wall is some of the slab. These 6x6 pieces of concrete or whatever they are underneath this wall.
Hmm.
And if my understanding is right, there is a big load carrying beam above this. So this wall is not necessarily load carrying. So it'd be really easy, relatively easy, but this is where you're
no, absolutely, that's what she does.
good. Ascertain whether, you know, what's going on with it. Okay, but a good point, Georgie.
I'm happy to try to schedule time with her, bring her out so she can. Get measurements and that kind of thing, and like I said, let her do her thing, she'll shoot us. She'll ballpark a time that it's gonna take her and shoot us a quote. But she said roughly $100 an hour,
Yeah,
is her going rate.
you know, it doesn't have to be a whole meeting room. There could be storage cabinets along one side. I mean, all this stuff could be, you know, relegated to another area or I don't know, it's.
No, I,
You know, she has,
I guess my thought, if we were to flip it and do this, what are the merits of making kind of a horseshoe for the council to sit at? And that way we can see each other, like, it's similar to what we're doing here.
yeah, yeah.
You know, like a horseshoe that fit
Yeah.
5 people and have at Georgia, be able to be up there with us and stuff like that. And then, you know, we could flip the gallery and have more seating a little bit. I think it would give us the opportunity to do so. I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, like, so she could probably also lay it out multiple ways for us and see
I
what
just
that looks
want
like.
to get costs and.
Yeah, that's
see what
exactly
everyone
right.
says.
That's
You know,
exactly.
If it's 15 hours or 25 hours.
Right, and she's gonna have to give us a number and she'll give us an invoice then. We can then at that point. If we wish not to pursue it, we can choose not to pursue it, but
so.
You need some money to. Have her do her stuff, do you know how much?
she will charge about $100 an hour for the drawings and sell. I think coming out and getting measurements though, I don't know if that's. I can talk to her.
Hours do you- it'd be?
I honestly, I couldn't tell you. What her process is. I mean, it is what she does for a living, so she's probably fairly efficient at it.
Yeah,
And we have, you know, some ideas that we want to give her. And if we can find her some rough sketches, that might also help. What our desires are with this remodel. That might help her,
Yeah,
you know, ballpark her time.
so. We want to go as high as $1,500,
I mean,
that's 15 hours,
so you might want
That's
to go up to 2,000.
it's 2 days, I have no idea.
I would say at least 20 hours, wouldn't you?
I think so,
Yeah,
Okay, so,
like to make a motion to. Pay up to $2,000 for What's her name?
Her name is Maddie Skavarik.
Wow, good luck spelling that one.
Architect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do drawings for both the town hall and the police station.
Yeah. It's actually, it's Skvarek, Skavarik.
Oh.
Is all it is actually, so
Related to Mike.
it is my really, yes, it's his wife. Oh,
Oh, really?
Which college?
Nice.
second,
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve Han, any further discussion on allocation of monies for. Rehab proposals? All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
I. I'm making my note now.
I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. Motion passes, thank you, counselors. Budget issue kind of fell flat a little bit. I'll do a quick comment on the solar stuff. It's been batted around for 2 years. Chad, you haven't been up on all of it. All the engineering is done for a solar array down at the waste treatment plant. It will cover, I want to say 100% of the electrical fees. In an email just a week old, Greg Marks said he thought there might be $200 left over, not $200. $200,000 left over from the Hawks Nest project that could be allocated to it. The project needs to be, I believe, started by the end of the year, and you have till 2027 to finish it. So it might entail the initial price on it was about $345,000. That we would need to get an adjustment up on that. So I'm just curious, I can get more concrete updated figures if you would like. I'm just curious, and my take on it is, yeah, it's like sidewalks and building renovations are expenses. It's like spending money on solar. We're getting money back from it,
when,
what, Steve?
when,
Like,
Well-
really, it would lower our operating costs, correct?
Yeah,
The electrical.
yeah, so instead of paying,
So we will bank a little more money that we take in from wastewater bills. I'm guessing,
yes,
is
and,
the idea behind this anyways.
and they did a whole economic analysis of this, and I can get that, and we can ask them for updates on that, well, within reason, yes.
there's a person, my neighbor. Works in RMC Ventec, he said there's one up there at RM's or Tipmont, that he'll come in and he'll explain to you. What recovery is, how much money you make on it, when you're gonna make money on it.
Well, if
Because these three that was here, I told us about, they're salesmen,
true,
that's all they were, they was just salesmen.
if you're not comfortable or whatever, we need to address that. But I'm just letting you know, we have all the engineering done, it's all squared away, all we gotta do is decide to, whether we're forward with it or not, and that's where it's at, so.
I'd be all for contacting Windeck. And that guy there, and just at least get their evaluation. I will take a tip on.
If I get his name, I'll ask Matt.
Okay.
What his name is, we can contact him.
And if you give me his name, I can send you, a certain word for the economic analysis of it. And provost, but I don't know what it's called. I can send him all the data on it, okay? So he can make a judgment. So yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Okay, and I'll just email him that information. Hey, look, we're trying to figure out if this is worthwhile,
It's an unbiased third party that's not looking to sell us for it.
Yeah,
Just to let us
George,
know
you have
pros
a
and cons.
question?
The things that always rankled me was that area is so low. And how does it manage to capture enough sunlight? Enough hours of the day to pencil putting it way down there in the.
It's not a question of height or low, it's a question of shadows and sighting. And they did the analysis, they grabbed the sun, 365 days, and they did their analysis. And
At that location or just generally?
at
in
that
Indiana?
location, at that precise location. So
I walked it with them.
the only thing that kind of bothers me about it is that a lot of those trees are gonna go. But then Ron says,
Yeah, he said he didn't like them
Ron said he didn't like it.
A lot of the trees were cottonwoods,
Yeah.
Not good for the planet.
so. Every year, we're fishing sticks out of the irrigation tank, good strong wind. A healthy cottonwood tree, you can walk up and break a branch about that big around, snap it.
Can the panels be relocated if we ever have to expand the plant down there?
You have to ask the engineers.
Yeah, that might be a big question, just in case we have to expand.
There's already drawing for a third clarifier, and that's. The other side.
Oh, so it wouldn't be in the way.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about?
Do you wanna put a date on coming back together about that? Cause you're looking at a deadline on the solar question. So you probably ought to just say, hey, here's our working date to get back with information. So that you can do something in October, because if it, you got a couple weeks, but time flies.
Do we wanna have more clear answer by next
Meeting
scheduled meeting? Try to have.
works for me,
Talk with Titmont,
works for me.
have a little more clarity around the issue.
Okay, next meeting.
Show up in October.
Yeah, it'll be, we'll
It'll
we'll
be
review it
October
and next
14th.
vote on it.
This will be the day after Columbus Day.
Any other questions? Any other topics?
You had budget on there, what was about budget that you?
I don't know,
Or anything?
I just threw that on there for. In case something,
In case-
yeah. If you don't want to discuss anything, that's fine.
Well, I don't know what, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
looking at it for weeks, so I don't know what people are thinking of.
all I know,
So this is for the next meeting, the ordinance,
Yes.
okay. I have that earmarked and I wasn't sure. It'll be, because we are in the first opening for budget, so
Right.
then we.
So I have my estimates for those lines based on 3% increases, but we need
Good.
to relay that into the salary ordinance. If we need to clean up any language about benefits and.
Okay.
this, we dilly-dallied too long and something else rolled through my head. Ron, how's work coming on a new employee?
Wednesday. I have I think Steve Holland. Is gonna join me. We have a 9 o'clock, a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and a 1 o'clock.
Well, I'm kind of rooting for you to get somebody to help you because Jansen, it sounds like his schedule is getting full.
Yeah,
And you got leave.
as soon as the meeting's over, I'll do a quick discussion. Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding that, because we'll do the background check. Does the board have a certain tier that they want it done, or the length of a background check? I mean, you just want to be presented with general findings of a criminal history? Do you like how much are
Standard,
you-
regular. I mean, what do you think?
It's all position dependent is the only thing. So like if they're given access to the water tower, that's probably a little more of a check than if they're just mowing. If that makes sense. So that's something that probably,
They won't have keys to the water towers. There's only 3 people that have keys to the water tower.
that is, we don't obviously need to work that out today, but that is probably something that does need to happen. Is that way you're not getting 2 people hired for the same position and you're doing 2 different levels of intensity background checks on those. You're doing the same job.
That's how your experience and what you want to do.
I would say in general, I mean.
we say general, there's not, it's not really a general,
We
it,
don't know the levels, but.
Yeah, we need to know what they're-
Illuminate us what the levels are for people.
well,
A felony conviction, would that be elimination?
yeah. What kind of felony?
Depending on what kind of felony.
Right, so,
But that's what we need to figure out.
I'd say
is so
domestic felony would probably be,
right, domestic violence is a disqualifier, but yeah, like, what's the minimum that we're willing to accept, like? I think that's what he's getting at, but.
So I don't want to put something on public record, there was a real deep dive that wasn't seen as necessary, and then now,
what do you think? I mean. I think if the guy stole a piece of bubble gum when he was 7,
That's perfect. But
I don't have a problem with that.
I know that like at Purdue, anybody with felony
Carpenter.
is not allowed to be interviewed.
and sometimes it can also be what's relevant to that job, right? Do they have any negative experiences
Yeah,
related, like, let's say it's
either-
Georgia hiring somebody, they have financial crimes in their background, even if it's not a felony. So,
Yeah.
but obviously it costs the town money to have us do that, so I don't want to waste it, but I also don't wanna
Well,
miss
this
something.
particular person,
Okay.
they're just gonna be part-time. They aren't gonna have access to credit cards and things like that, right?
What,
Maybe
they'll
driving
have,
record.
they'll have basic
Yeah.
No
driving.
problem.
insurance for driving.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't wanna hire somebody that has 20 speeding tickets and it's gonna cost. Say money, I don't know. Just throwing out a figure, if it costs the town $20 a month for me. I don't wanna hire somebody that's gonna cost $200
right.
to insure.
yeah, driver's license, good driving record.
Are we good on that?
Mhm.
I think so. I got the idea, probably that's something we can start simmering in the background, working on, is getting like a structured, which position we hire.
Yeah, okay,
Keep it
and
fair.
while we're here, while we're talking about. Well, you have the floor, so to speak, Fall Festival. Does anybody know about that? Have they come to the town for us,
They've not come to town, I believe, I was told that it's gonna be on October 18th.
right?
I've got the permit application sent off to NDOT for that, waiting on approval, so that's a very recent thing. But that's the only thing I've heard about it, so I've not heard any planning, I've heard. That they're going to do something to accommodate TCs. And that TCs was, as I said, is TCs okay with that? They said yes. But then I also encouraged them to bring it to the town, so it's, if you've not heard anything, then.
Who's doing this?
Fire
Fire.
I believe,
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with that, but
Well, it, just out of courtesy.
yeah, it'd be nice.
I
I
can
know was there last.
My brother-in-law's in the fire department, I can encourage him to,
Just fill us in on the details in some way.
Oh, that's the captain now.
the chief is Cody Roby,
Oh, yeah,
who was,
Mickey's husband,
right, Lafayette firefighter.
yeah.
Here.
What happened to Dave? Did he just retire? Is it this year?
And he's still in the department, I just don't believe he's chief anymore.
They just pass it off every once in a
I
while.
think it was Dave and it was Ron Lehman.
Ron
for a
Lehman,
bit, and
yeah.
now it's Cody Roby.
Yeah. But that's Dave's brother or son-in-law.
Hmm.
Cody is. So,
And Corey Baker, my brother-in-law, he's in the fire department, so I can talk to him about, he allows him to involved in the organization events, so I can ask him.
Okay, great. Anything else?
I was just gonna say the other part of that. Is that they have their meetings the same time we have our meetings, and so it probably didn't.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Thank you for taking off on our Sunday, from another meeting.
Cut an hour, Georgia. Yeah, did you get that last part? He said, I called the office first.
I didn't see that part. I just got his phone number. Okay. So